going on? Welcome to the channel. So today we are going to go back to our Eibach Springs. We're going to lower this car back down at least another 2 inches. We're going to go a little bit more than they were before, and we can do that by adjusting the pod that it sits on. And then we are going to put on the Viking shocks. That's what this video is about, getting the car sitting back down, getting those Vikings on. And then if we got time, we might do some testing. Didn't make it to the track yesterday for the donk racing. Just a long day. We had range driving for my 16-year-old in a neighboring city. Spent a lot of time out. By the time we got back, it was just so late. I was, wiped out, and just decided to abort that idea. We are back into Sunday, so happy Sunday, guys. We'll get to work on this, and we'll start with a cold start, get the car turned around, and then we'll start the disassemble process. All right, guys, so the other things we want to touch base on today is we do have a leak in our line lock solenoid. I have tightened the fittings, and I'm still leaking, and I'm not sure where it's coming from, so it's hard for me to see when I pump the brakes. We're going to try and put a camera on it and see if we can identify where it's leaking and see if we can't get that fixed. Also, we picked up a 1/2 inch driver impact wrench, 20 volt. This is a Master Force from Menards, and by the way, this tool is made in USA. It has over a 500 foot-pound torque. There are 3 speed settings for power: low, medium, and high, and those can only be set while the impact wrench is moving in the clockwise rotation. So we'll get a quick look at this, and this is a handy tool for me because I've been doing everything by hand, and I can't tell you how many times I've had these tires on and off, so this will help us out. So we'll get the car up and ready, get the wheels off. We'll watch this performance real quick, and then yeah, we'll get to the point. So we'll get to the springs, like I said, get them changed. Well, apparently that is not up for the job. We took the extension off to see if we can't get more torque out of it. That should help. There we go. Beautiful. Boy, does this ever make my job 10 times easier. Then don't forget to loosen your brake line off your frame rail here, we'll call it, or your unibody, right here. So when that rear end stretches down, it doesn't stretch out your brake line. So make sure that's removed. We're ready to drop the axle down. We got the car supported. So let's see what happens here. All right, we are going to drop our hanger for the rear sway bar. We'll pop the other side off, then we're going to drop it down again. All right, so that should do it right there. Kind of hard to do without marking them up a little bit. There we go. So, not the prettiest job, but I guess it gets it done. There's quite a bit of difference in height. Of course, there are adjusters that adjust up, but we got them off. As you can see, when you reinstall, there's a flat side which goes down. There's a nipple up top, or a cone, if you will. You want to make sure it goes in the center of the spring. And then this is your height adjustment here. So we were actually flush when we took them off. I am just going to go a hair more down, maybe about 1/8 of an inch. This is going to drop me down just a hair more, and that's where we're going to set this up at. Okay, on our Viking shocks, we're going to go ahead and preset the setting for the rear. We don't have front, so for the compression it's 0 to 4. And the R knob is rebound 4 to 10. And I believe they said to start around 2 and between 6 and 8. So let's go, we're going to go with 2 and 8 for the rears. Showing these adjusters all the way to the left is to 0. We got 1, 2 for the compression, and then we're going to do 6 for the rebound. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got the mounting hardware. We're just going to go ahead and get them mounted up. These are not that complicated to install. Of course, you're going to put these facing the rear so you can get to them to adjust, and that's it. We're going to get these on. We'll match the other side, and like I said, get everything buttoned up. The springs are on. It's going to take a little bit of driving for them to seat in, but that's how we're going to start, guys. Well, after presetting the shocks, I couldn't move the shock up to mount, so I had to turn the settings back to 0 so I can stretch the shock out. We'll get it mounted up top, or get it up to the top. Once it's up there, we can reset the settings back to 2 and 6 where we were. That's basically what I did, so just an FYI. All right, per the directions, we need to tighten that down a little bit more. The bushing needs, OD needs to be to the diameter of the washer ID. And once we're there, and then you lock it down with the lock nut. Make sure you read your directions for the Viking shocks for the install. But that's what we got to do. We got to adjust that down more. All right, we tightened it more, but in all honesty, I don't think it's going to squash out to that diameter. It's there. If you feel it, it just doesn't look like it's there, but it is there if you feel it. All right, that's where we're going to stop. You guys decide when you're installing yours per your instructions, but for me, I think that's where we're going to be. If you look on the side, looks pretty damn close, being even. All right. Okay, you got everything torqued back to spec. If you guys are doing this job, search your spec settings, make sure you get it torqued back. And so we torque the shocks and the sway bar hangers. We're going to get the wheels on with our electric impact wrench, and by the way, it seems to be working pretty good. Let you get a quick, we already started these lugs, by the way. Let's see where it's torqued. We'll get these torqued down to 100 foot-pounds. Yeah, they're pretty much damn close. Oh, we forgot one. All right, we got the other side done already, so we'll get a view of the car once it's down, and then we'll take a quick look at the solenoid for the line lock, try and find where that's leaking. All right, we got everything on, wheels are on, torqued on. We found the leak. It was actually on a bolt on the bottom of the solenoid. We got that tight. Hopefully that stays. It didn't leak when I pumped it, so hopefully we're good. We'll find out after we drive, but rain's coming in, so it doesn't look like we're going out, guys. So yeah, usually after a few miles of driving, they're going to settle down. So we should be sitting right on top of that wheel. Pretty darn close. So pretty happy with that. I'm back to where we were before. We got everything wiped up in there and cleaned up. There's the shocks. It's all looking good in there. So yeah, we got it done, man. So now it's track time, right? We got to figure out when we're going to get to the track, get everything mounted back up. I did go back to a road setting on the shocks. When we take the tires back off, we'll go back to a drag setting. But I'm wanting to do that because we got to run out this 93 octane, get E85 in there, so we be ready for the strip. So hey guys, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Have a great day. Take care.